All right, so part of this video might be a little bit cryptic to some people, and that's okay. If it is, then it's probably not your message, at least not for now. But I think for some, they should get it. Like I got it recently. Took me a little bit. You know, sometimes, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm naive, and sometimes I probably am. I'll admit that. But then there's other times it's just like I just give out my trust and put it there for a little bit, see what happens. But usually what happens, and now at this point, it's like I'm not so naive to think that I'm not going to have to go through certain things over and over again, you know. But here we are again. But I think this time they didn't really think I'd figure this shit out, right? But what's funny is that there's an easy way to figure some things out, okay? If you're just imagining things or if it's an actual real thing, okay? Now, the way you go about this, it's kind of like a little bit like chess, you know, a little bit like chess. It's a little different, you know, you're not moving pieces around, you're moving ideas and concepts around in real life and sometimes some people and some other things too. Right? And like if you have if you have a problem, like troubleshooting, right? And you have a problem somewhere, you find out where like a leaky faucet or a leaky, you know, find out where a leak is. Not too difficult. It's not too difficult. And sometimes it can be more difficult, especially if you have more people and more things going on in your life. But if you only have a few and, you know, it's like, okay, well, I wonder why that's going on. That's weird. I wonder why that's going on. I wonder if it, and then you start to get thinking. You're like, would that person do that? Nah. And when you're second guessing yourself, I found that when I'm at the point where I have to give someone the benefit of the doubt, I've already been proven right. I've already got my information. I already got, you know, basically I've got my proof, my evidence, information. So what's interesting here is that you just kind of change some things around, you move some things around, and basically what you're doing is, like in chess, you know, you make a couple moves and you got them in check, and check, and check. And you keep doing that, and you kind of see what pops up and what happens around you, okay? And if you think, you know, you're like, this is happening, well, that's kind of odd. There's always this going on, too, around the same time. Might be a coincidence, but if it happens more than a few times, it's a pattern, not a coincidence. So then you get rid of that. You cut that part off. And then see what happens. And it's like, oh, okay, well, there's something else still going on over here. I wonder what that's all about, huh? And there's another coincidence that follows that one. And it's like, okay, well, cut that part off too. So, you know, so now, like, let's keep it simple. Say you got three things and you're, like, kind of watching. And you're like, what the hell's going on here? But then you're like, okay, well, it might be that, so you cut that out. It might be that, cut that out. Then you got one thing left. And you're looking, you're like, You can see it. You can clearly see it. But it's funny because, you know, I don't know where we're going to go from here. You know? But, yeah, I know what's going on. Not in totality, of course. But y'all thought I wouldn't figure it out. You thought I wouldn't figure it out. You know, I pay attention, okay? I don't pay attention to everything all the freaking time. I can't, of course. You know? And there's some things I just kind of let slide. It's, you know, it's not worth making a fuss over because they're idiots. They're simple. You know, it's like... But it's funny because, you know, at some point... they get so arrogant and so, you know, motivated, I guess, for lack of a better term, that they want to get you so bad that they're going to have to expose themselves in some way, okay? They're going to have to tip their hands and expose themselves in some ways, you know? Now, they could walk the other way and forget about it and not have to worry about it, but they're not like that. They're too stupid to understand that principle, okay? So, where do we go from here? Well, I've got my finger on the pulse, and I've seen some things, and, you know, I got some other things. You know, some goes in the yes basket, some goes in the no basket, some go in the maybe for now. But it's funny because people really think, I pay attention, okay? I don't say everything all the time, of course. You know, I see some, file it for later. Doesn't mean I didn't see it, because I'm waiting to see what you're going to lie and do next. That's why I won't point it out, because then you'll just get sneaky and do it differently. So I don't say anything, let you do it again, do it differently, find out a different way, something. But they really thought I wouldn't fucking figure it out, man. So, well, sometimes it takes me a bit, like I said, because I have to accomplish other things. But then you're like, wait a second. Wait, why is this happening still? Why is this happening still? Well, anywho, I'm not a stupid idiot, okay? I'm not a freaking genius by any stretch either, okay? I'm not a master chess player either. That's no secret. But I do pay attention. I pay attention a lot more than people really understand. And I have a lot of special knowledge in different areas because I did the study. I didn't just sit around sucking on my thumb. You know, I've studied a little bit about pretty much everything you can freaking imagine. You know, there were some things I didn't go into as much because I got a little far into it. And I was like, it's good. And then sometimes I pick it back up later. But there's other specialized knowledge that I picked up from other areas that come in handy sometimes in other areas. And you wouldn't even know it until you see it again. It's like if you see a hex nut in one spot and then you see an empty spot, and you're like, hey, I think that goes there because of the other ones, right? It's kind of like that. So here we are. You know, this video is getting a little long, but I think those who know will know, and well, we'll see what happens from here. But I'll keep you updated because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some updates soon. Let you know.